So what do the Capo and Little Busters both have in common? Well, they're both visual novels and they both have Weiss Schwarz sets. And actually, they were some of the first sets in Weiss to be released, and that's nearly 10 years ago. And to commemorate that, they released an extra booster set called the Capo vs. Little Busters. In this set, they released newer cards to help out the deck stay more current, and they even updated some of the older cards to help keep up with the current meta. That way they don't feel so old and outdated. In this video, we're going to look at all of the retrained cards, and most of these retrained cards are made on vanillas and some of the climaxes. Like I said, these changes are made to boost consistency and give more power to the decks. And no, this card did not get reprinted. Although this one did, so at least we have that. Also, all these cards are RE rare, which makes this rarity guide video that I posted about a year ago completely outdated now. Anyways, we're going to start off with the Capo, and the first card we're going to look at is Don't Forget This Day, a yellow stock soul climax, and 2 soul when triggered. This card used to be a PR card that was 2+ soul and 2 soul when triggered. Up next is Nanaka in Gymnastics Outfit, a green 1/0 music sports character. This card can't side attack, which is okay with me, and the character in front of this card gets character discard encore, which is not okay with me. If this card crashes or if this card battles a bomb, then haha, good luck. This card used to be a vanilla. Here is I Shall Not Forget, a blue climax, 1k1, and you salvage a climax when you trigger it. It used to be a buck when you trigger it, and it still was a 1k1. Eric, a special foreign student, is a 1/1 red royalty character. It gains plus 1,500 power if you have 2 or more other loyalty characters, and it has character discard encore. Back row also counts, so that's pretty good. This card used to be a vanilla PR. Here's Mahiro Big Ruckus, a green 0/0 simple example character, and her effect is an interesting one. Pay 1, clock 1, send this to memory. When it becomes reversed in battle, you can pay the cost. Search your library for one character with either a simple example or a chairman. Reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your library. Originally, her power was 3,000, so they lowered it to 500 and they gave it the searching ability. It's almost like a Ricky for the Capo, but you have to take an extra damage for it to pop off, or you can just ram it into something and get the search that way. And you could only do it once because it's going to be sent to memory. Hey Yo Brother is a green climax that is a 1k1 and a treasure when triggered. There used to be a yellow climax that stated on play, draw a card, and you give a character plus 3 soul and 2 soul when triggered. Man, talk about an overextension. Accommodating Nemu is a 2/1 red magic judgment character. She gains plus 1,000 power for each of your other magic, banana, or judgment characters. And you can pay 1 when a level 2 or higher card that this card battled is reversed. You can salvage a character. Oh, and this card used to be a vanilla with 8/5 power. Kotori Song, and no, it's not that Kotori, is a green climax that is 1k1 and a treasure when triggered. It used to be one of those draw a card and choose a character, gets plus 2,000 and a soul, and 2 soul when triggered. Here's Mako and Moe in Swimsuits, a blue 0/0 music Nabe character. She gives plus 1,000 power to another character in the middle position, and she's a Searching Brainstorm. You pay 1 to rest this card. You get a music or Nabe character. Not much to say here. Searching Brainstorms, always pretty good. And she was a 3k vanilla. So going from a 3k to vanilla to a Searching Brainstorm, and it also pluses the character in the middle position, you can't really go wrong here. And yeah, that's it. Those are all the Capo cards that got a retrain. And now we're going to go on to Little Busters. So the first card we have is Shall We Date. Now before I go on, there are 2 cards called Shall We Date in the Little Busters set, canon, the Neo Standard side. This one doesn't really count because it was from the anime set. This card is a retrain from the first set, actually. This is a green 1k1 and a treasure when triggered. It used to be a plus 2 soul and 2 soul when triggered. Holy shit! The first character in Little Busters is always good friends Rin and Komari, a yellow 1/1 animal sweets character. This card gets plus 2,000 on attack, and when you have 2 or more other sweets or animal characters, it gets clock encore. That's not that bad. She was a PR vanilla with the same stats. So here's mascot Cud. Cud? 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 How do you say this? Oh, no. Here's mascot Kuda, green 1/2 animal character. She has character discard encore, and what was interesting with this one is that it kept its 1/2. She was a vanilla 7,500 power with a soul when triggered. Now she has 8,000 with character discard encore, and her soul trigger is removed. Here's another interesting one. For some point in the future is a red standby climax and a soul and standby when triggered. It was a 1k1 with a gate. Yuko in maid uniform is a 2/1 yellow music maid character, and on play top check your deck, and you can either keep it at the top or put it at the bottom of your deck. And on attack, if your opponent's character is level 3 or higher, it gains plus 6,000 power for the turn. It is when it attacks, so it won't be able to provide any defense. And it's still going to reverse your opponent's character, so your opponent could just like pay 3 or do something else to bring it back. And then it's going to run over your Yuiko on their turn. This card was originally an 8-5 vanilla. Pleasantly Cute Komari is a 1-0 blue sweets maid character, and all of your other Yuiko and maid uniform characters get plus 1 soul. And once per turn, when you play Mio in maid uniform from your hand, you can blind stock. Well, this card heals, and then you can send it to the memory to search 2 maid characters, but like, the only maid characters in Little Busters are actually these 3. So like, what? I mean, I guess you could send it to your memory, then you could get 2 extra copies of this, or you could get 1 of these and another Komari. Play the Komari because, you know, it is free. And because it isn't a hard once per turn, you could drop this down, you could heal and get another body on board. I guess that could work. Oh, and this card was a 5-5 vanilla. I'm thinking way too much into it. Here's Cheerfully Noisy Haruka, a green 1-0 Marble Twins character. On play from hand, look up to 3 cards from your deck, choose a card with Haruka or Kanada in its name, add it to your hand. Discard the rest and then you ditch a card. That's not bad, filters out your hand. It's a small Akatsuki effect, decently sized in power, and this card was a 5-5 vanilla. Best shot is a green climax, it's 1k1 and a treasure when triggered. It was a blind stock soul and 2 soul when triggered. The last card is Little Busters, a red 1k1 climax and a gate when triggered. It was a 1k1 and 2 soul when triggered. And those are all the cards that got updated from the older sets. We do have some brand new cards that also got released in the set, and I'm not really going to cover those in this video. I might do it later. So what are my thoughts on this? I think it's really neat that they released a bunch of the older cards. That's really cool, and they even buffed them up a bit, made them a little better. And it's almost like a power-up set. Like, you guys remember those? Like, I don't think they've done any other power-up sets. That's kind of what it reminds me of. It also adds a bunch of new cards into the pool, because the Capo and Little Busters, they have a lot of sets. And yeah, I just think it's interesting that they released more cards and made even the older cards even better. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Weiss Schwarz news and content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.